Let's talk about some awesome crochet patterns that were released this June. Rochelle here, and I'm back to share some yarn goodness with y'all today. All right, so today we're going to talk about size inclusive garments, accessories, and patterns for the home. Now, all of these patterns are going to be free. So they're either going to be free as a download or free on the designer's blog. And of course, I will leave all the patterns that we talk about today below. So let's start with patterns that are garments. Okay, so the first one we have is the Easy Lane Tee, designed by Rachel Alford of Cozy Nook Designs. This calls for a worsted weight yarn, and the bust circumference ranges between 30 to 62 inches. And in centimeters, that is 76.2 to 157.5. You will need an H hook, which is a 5mm. And as I always say, your tension, your gauge, it's different. It could be different from the designer's tension and gauge. So definitely consider that when you're thinking about what hook size you want to use. All right, so you will need to know how to use or do a few skills. You will need to know how to chain, single crochet 2 together, and single crochet 3 together. Also, you'll need to know how to slip stitch and yarn over. Now, in terms of construction, it is a seamless top-down raglan. It's a t-shirt, and it works up from the collar to the hem, and there is no sewing required. So if you're someone that does not enjoy seaming your projects together, this is a really good t-shirt for you. Okay, the next one we have is the Fernbrook Cardigan, designed by Rachel Milsner of Evelyn and Peter Crochet. It calls for DK weight yarn, and the bust circumference ranges between 28 to 62 inches. And in centimeters, that is 71.1 to 157.5. You will need a 4mm, which is a G hook. And the skills that you'll need to know in order to make this include foundation single crochet, chain, picot, treble crochet, yarn over, and slip stitch. Also, you'll need to know how to do the back loop only. And I've read through these patterns, which is the great thing about them being free. And it does show you how to do the picot stitch or the picot technique. So it is worked all in one piece, bottom up, and the design features an airy open stitch, ribbed edging, and side slits. So that's really cool. I've really been into slide stitches or slits. Say that 100 times. Side slits lately. I am working on a knitted project that has 2 slits on each side. So I'm really looking forward to finishing that. It is taking me forever. But you know, I switch between knitting and crocheting. And I think that's why I can't finish anything, because I'll start crocheting something and then I'll put that down and then I'll pick up knitting and then I'll work on that instead of just focusing on one project at a time. But anyway, that's just the way my brain works. All right, so let's talk about our third project, and it is the Tidal Tee, designed by Off the Chain with Jack. So this is my first time ever hearing of this designer. Let me know if you have heard of this designer before. But it calls for a fingering weight yarn, and the sizes range from extra small to 5XL. And this pattern is measured from armpit to armpit. So those are the measurements that I'm going to give you. So it's 14 to 31 inches, and that's 35.6 to 78.7 centimeters. And remember, that measurement is from armpit to armpit. Also, you will need 2 hook sizes. You'll need a 4mm G hook and a 3.5mm E hook. So you will need to know how to chain, slip stitch, double crochet, half double crochet, foundation double crochet, foundation single crochet. So that's very interesting. Also single crochet 3 together, front post double crochet, back post double crochet, foundation front post double crochet. I have never heard of that. Also, you'll need to know how to double crochet 3 together, post double crochet 3 together, and V-stitch. This pattern seems complicated, but I'm sure you can handle it. If you're looking for a challenge, I definitely would recommend this pattern. And if you make it, let me know. I would love to know how it turned out for you. What's your process like? Did you enjoy it? Let me know if you make this. But it is worked top down in a relaxed raglan style, and it features a front slit. Also, it is designed to be fully unisex. So this is good for men. It's good for women. Whoever wants to wear this, it's made to fit different body sizes. So that's really cool. And I think it would be interesting. It's so interesting to me how this t-shirt looks so good on both the woman model and the man model. It looks really good on both of them. So yeah, I really enjoyed this pattern. It's different. I like that. Okay, so let's go to our next project. It is the slightly slanted cardigan designed by I Needed Crochet. Love that name. But it calls for fingering weight yarn, and the bust circumference ranges between 32 to 64 inches. And in centimeters, that is 81.3 to 162.6. So you will need 2 crochet hooks for this one. And forgive me if I say knitting needles because I do both and then I get mixed up. But you will need 2 crochet hooks. You'll need to know, you'll need a 4.0 millimeter G hook and a 4.5 millimeter. Also, in terms of the skills, you'll need to know how to chain, slip stitch, single crochet, half double crochet, and treble crochet. So the body of the cardigan is made of 2 long panels, and they're sewn together on the back and the sides. Then the sleeves are worked in the round off the body, and finally the edges are finished with a row of single crochet and slip stitches. So that's designed really, really well. Okay, our next pattern is the pumpkin spice sweater designed by Marley Bird and Robin Shashula. Yes, y'all know me in names. That's probably wrong. But anyway, it calls for bulky weight yarn, and the bust circumference ranges between 33.5 to 61.5 inches. And in centimeters, that's 83.8 to 156.2. You will need a K hook, which is a 6.5 millimeter. And the skills you'll need include foundation single crochet, extended single crochet, chain, single crochet, half double crochet, single crochet 2 together, slip stitch, and extended single crochet 2 together. That is a stitch that I have actually never done before. But this sweater is made top down with a circular yoke, and it features a 3/4 sleeve and mosaic crochet design. I have never done mosaic crochet before, but I would really like to learn. And when I was looking at these patterns and taking notes on them and all this stuff, I kept asking myself, why would somebody design a bulky weight sweater in the middle of June? Then I thought about a few things. One, right now in the northern hemisphere, it is hot. It is warm. Down in the southern hemisphere, it's cooler, so perhaps they would enjoy making a bulky sweater. Also, I was thinking there are some people that are cold all year round. It doesn't matter how hot it is outside, they are cold. You will see them in a sweater, you will see them in a cardigan, you will see them in a turtleneck. It doesn't matter if it's September or June. It really doesn't matter. It could be February, it could be May, doesn't matter. They are always cold. And so I thought, yeah, they would benefit from something like this as well. And then the third thing I thought about was, so a lot of times people will start making their winter garments in the summer. So let's just say you want to make a sweater that you want to be able to wear in, say, October or November. Well, you start on it now and then it will be done by that time. So then I was like, okay, those are a lot of reasons why a designer would come out with a sweater design in the middle of June. I had to really think about that, but yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense now. Okay, so let's talk about accessories. All right, our first accessory, it is the Antiquities Tie Scarf designed by the Crafty MD. And this is also a new designer to me. And I went and checked out their other patterns and I was like, ooh, they've got some good stuff. So this calls for fingering weight yarn. And the finished size is 52 by 2.5 inches. And I just realized I didn't put in my notes what that is in centimeters, so I'll leave it somewhere up here. You will need a 3.25 millimeter, which is a D hook, and you will need to know how to chain, single crochet, two together, and slip stitch. And this is worked flat in one piece, and it features a single crochet border. I love this scarf. I like tiny scarves in general. Let me know what you think of this scarf. Okay, so our next one is the Chunky Mesh Tote designed by Viv Crochets. And she's another good designer that has a lot of great patterns, so definitely check her out. But this one calls for Aran weight yarn, and the finished size is 10.5 inches wide and 16.6 inches long. And in centimeters, that is 26.5 by 43. And that is including the straps and the base of the bag. And so you will need a 6 millimeter J hook for this one. And you will need to know how to chain 2 space, double crochet two together, and slip stitch. This pattern it really piqued my interest. I've seen a lot of mesh bags and I don't think I've seen one that's chunky. All right, so our next accessory is the Madeleine Kerchief designed by Moonberry Knits. This one calls for light fingering. So with your kerchief, you're gonna have straps on the side. So when you go from each strap length, it's going to be 37.8 inches or 96 centimeters. You will need to know how to chain, double crochet, single crochet, and slip stitch. And in terms of the hook size, you will need a 2.5 millimeter. That's a very small crochet hook, y'all. Oh, that's a small one. All right, so this is a very quick project. The designer says, and I quote, that it can be made in only 2 hours because of the open mesh pattern and chunky yarn. So we'll have to put that to the test. Let's see if we can actually make this bag in 2 hours. All right, so let's talk about patterns for the home. The first one we have is the Eyeglasses Organizer designed by Ashley Shoemaker of Heart Hook Home. This one is worsted weight, and in terms of the size, there wasn't a finished size that was listed, but the pattern says, and I quote, if you wish to adjust the sizing of the hanger, you can either make, and hanger meaning organizer, you can either make it longer by continuing to add rows until it holds as many glasses as you desire. Or you can adjust the width by adding stitches in multiples of 6. So I really like that the designer put that part in the pattern, because you may look at the picture and you're like, oh, I have more glasses than that. So you might want to add width-wise or length-wise, and she gives instructions on how to do that. So I really like that. Also, in terms of the hook size, you will need a 4.5 millimeter. And in terms of skills, you only need to know how to chain, double crochet, and slip stitch. That's it. Very simple. And in terms of the construction, it is worked flat, seamless, in one piece. And I like that it can hold multiple pair of sunglasses and eyeglasses. And I remember before I got eyeglasses with the transition lenses in it, I used to have so many sunglasses, and my organization wasn't really that great. So having something like this back then would have been amazing. I am thinking about trying contacts. I've never worn contacts before, but sometimes, like if it's really humid or if it's really rainy outside, wearing glasses can definitely be a challenge because they get super fogged up. Let me know if you know what I'm talking about. So I was thinking about trying contacts. Let me know if there's any benefit to wearing contacts over glasses. Let me know. I have no experience in it whatsoever. But I think it would be cool if I were to start wearing contacts. I could probably start wearing my sunglasses again. I don't know. But anyway, let me know your thoughts on eyeglasses versus contacts. All right, let's get back to the patterns. And the next pattern we have is the Crochet Soccer Ball Pillow, designed by Laura Delgado of Laura's Art Design. This one calls for super bulky yarn, and the finished size is approximately 16.5 inches or 42 centimeters in diameter. So you will need a K-hook, which is a 6.5 millimeter. And in terms of skills, you will need to know how to do the magic ring, single crochet increase, single crochet decrease, and some seaming. And I imagine that you can use whatever technique of seaming that feels comfortable to you. And in terms of the construction, it is worked using super bulky chenille yarn, and it features 2 large circles that are joined together with decorative pentagons sewn onto the surface of the pillow. And when you do that, it makes a classic soccer ball look. And this pattern would be so great right now because we are in the World Cup. The World Cup is going on, and so this would be great for the soccer fans in your life, or if you're into the World Cup and all that good stuff. This would make a really, really good pattern. All right, so let's talk about what I am wearing. I am wearing the Twisted Ear Warmer designed by Alice Del Renga of You Should Craft. And so I just made a video about this. It was in my Everything Knit and Crochet Green Yarn video. So definitely check that out. But I talk more about that pattern in that video. But I will leave my Ravelry page below with the video link in it. But I really like it. You can see the tie at the top. I think it is so cute. So I love it. But yeah, I'll leave all the information below on this ear warmer. And it's interesting because it's really hot right now and I don't need an ear warmer, but it's actually working more like a headband. And I think that's why I'm able to get away with wearing it right now. But the great thing is, when the weather starts to get cooler, I can simply pull it over my ears and wear it down a little bit further. So it's very versatile. Okay, so I did want to tell you all about some upcoming videos and projects that I have. As I've mentioned several times before, I knit and I crochet. And so I will be doing I will be doing a knitting roundup of free patterns that I have found in June. So stay tuned for that. Also, I have been crocheting projects that I haven't given y'all an update on, but I am working on the Madeleine top, which is designed by Denny Sharp of Denny Made, and I'm almost done. I've got to do a few more rows on the body, and then I have to weave the ends in, and then I have to block it. So once I'm done making that shirt, I will do a complete video all about it and let you all know my progress and my process of making it. So definitely stay tuned for that video. And what else? Oh, yes. I have noticed that I have gotten a lot of new subscribers, and I just wanted to say thank you. I appreciate your support so much. I have been on YouTube since August of 2015. So yeah, we're going on 11 years now. And you know, I'm almost at 13,000 subscribers, and I'm just so grateful. It's been a really fun journey these last 11 years on this channel. And yeah, it's great to be hitting a milestone of 13,000 subscribers. And so welcome to my channel. If you are new here, thank you so much for your support. And if you're someone that's been rocking with me for years, I appreciate you as well. I just wanted to say that because I checked my YouTube analytics app or whatever, and it said that I was like at 12,900 and something. So I was like, wow, we are almost at 13,000 subscribers. That is so cool. But anyway, enough about that. Let me know what you worked on while watching, or did you just chill? Today is a great day for chilling in. Here in Eastern North Carolina, the rain has been off and on. It just started again. So I'm not sure what we're going to do about Coda's walk. Not sure what we're going to do about that. But anyway, yeah. So also click that like button and that subscribe button. Also click the notification bell so you can keep up with when I post. And yeah, all right, y'all. I will see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, bye.